My name is David Silver. I am CEO of Medical Industries of the Americas. My leadership style is, I think, a little different than a lot of CEOs. I believe in hiring people who are smarter than me, different than me, diverse, speak different languages, who can help me and the company achieve its goals and strategies toward that goal. Now that I'm CEO of Medical Industries of the Americas, we're the largest medical commodity manufacturing plant in North America. We want to revive a town and a section of America that has been unemployed and has suffered terribly. Eufaula, Alabama, and Southern Alabama. We want to create meaning in their lives. We want to add to their life. We want them to feel like they're part of a family because I believe in the stakeholder society, not just the shareholder society. Up until recently, shareholders were considered the top of the mountain. I never thought that. I was heavily influenced by Peter Drucker, who 50, 60 years ago talked about employees being an asset and not a liability. I strongly believe that. You have to be a role model for people you work with and people you love. I've always been optimistic. I've always believed the glass is full and not empty. I was born in Sweden, and fortunately, I speak a number of languages. And I lived there until I was six and a half, before I emigrated to the United States. Well, when I was growing up in Sweden, we were in the midst of the Cold War between the Soviet Union and the United States, the East against the West. When I came to Los Angeles in America in the early 60s, and it was the height of the civil rights movement, it changed my life. I was stunned at what was going on. I had no idea the history or the background. When the Watts riots occurred in 1965, the same year I became an American citizen, we had never imagined that. And plus, overriding those two major themes was the Vietnam War, which America was becoming more and more involved with year after passing year in the 60s. And I settled into a neighborhood that was very diverse, African Americans, Latinos, whites, and I got to know people of different cultures. Being a foreign exchange student at the age of 15, leaving America, and I was basically out of the country for 5 years. I went to Europe, I went to the Middle East, and I experienced different cultures, different ideas, and I absorbed it all. The vast majority want to live in peace. They want to work together. They want to live in harmony. They want to raise families. That had a major influence, and I was 15. And that showed me, wow, there is hope for the future. And that really, really helped me and made me who I am today as a CEO. My dreams and goals have really not changed throughout my life. I work out 6 days a week, an hour and a half to 2 hours every day to stay physically fit and mentally sharp. I wanted to do 3 things in life, 3 things that are so crucial for me as a human being. Always read, because that takes me to places I can't go on an airplane. Writing. Putting who I am on a paper, on a newspaper, in a magazine article. And 3, speaking. I love speaking in front of audiences. I love it speaking in front of students. And I think it makes a difference. Those 3 elements really fuel who I am today. I love going to concerts. I love listening to classical music, along with jazz and blues. I think I was the only non-music major at UCLA that had season tickets to the Philharmonic in 1978. Zubin made us last year. The biggest factor in my success is education. So I started out at UCLA. I was an undergraduate there and I studied history. I am still getting an education. At age 63, I went back to law school and got a Master's of Law, special law degree for business executives at Washington University in St. Louis, one of the top law schools. And I was probably the oldest student in all the classes. But you know what? I felt young. I felt alive. I wanted to learn and really understand contracts, employment law, international negotiations, which is helping me now as CEO of Medical Industries of the Americas as we get ready to launch, go public, and go international. I see the future ahead of me because I'm so excited about this venture.